Do you have to ask yourself that question? Are you serious? His last words were "Free Palestine." This man was an active service member for our military. A white man who knew his privilege. And he knew the effect that if he killed himself, that he would actually get coverage on the news.
This video is brought to you by TatumStore.com. TatumStore.com. Get the merch link in the description section. Put in discount code ANSWER20. Get 20% off the entire store. Like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get notification anytime I go live and make a video. Make sure you're still subscribed to this channel. Like this video. Comment on this video. Share this video. Let's get into this. Hey, let's play the clip of this liberal that's crying over Palestine. I think she claimed that she was a Jew, and now all of a sudden she want to free Palestine, set herself on fire and all this stuff. Roll the clip.
There was a group of Orthodox Jews in front of me, and my first thought was, I wonder if they are in support of this imperialist colonizer.
Think about what this fool just said. This is exactly what anti-Semitism is, even amongst other Jews or religious Jews or secular, or I won't say secular Jews, but religious Jews are people who are born into it. Maybe I call them secular Jews. But this is what anti-Semitism look like. Is that your first thought of Orthodox Jews is that you build a hatred towards them because you somehow think in your mind that they're a part of something that you don't like. Without knowing them, without talking to them, without doing anything. You just build this into your psyche. This is what this girl is explaining. Continue to roll.
Settler state that is Israel, and I wonder if they're in support of this occupation and this genocide. And then I immediately I want to just stay the away from me, get away from me. And I'm afraid to tell this to the internet. I don't want other Jewish people to think that I hate them, because that's not the case. I'm trying to explain that I have lost so much faith in my own community, and I no longer feel this connection that I did prior to educating myself and knowing that the existence of this country, this state that is supposed to be for the protection of my people, it's a...
Hold on one second. I gotta interject. Do we realize that there was a terrorist attack in Israel? It's while this happened. There was no bombs in Gaza. There was no war in Gaza. There was no IDF troops in Gaza. There was none of that in Gaza. Gaza was doing their own thing, but there was something that happened called a terrorist attack. There is no occupation of Gaza and genocide of Gazan citizens. That doesn't exist outside of Hamas killing innocent people. It's crazy that these people don't even acknowledge. This girl claimed that she's a Jew, and she don't even acknowledge what happened in Israel. None of this would have happened if they hadn't committed a terrorist attack and video recorded on body camera. What are we even talking about at this point? The war would be over. There would already be a ceasefire if Hamas would release hostages and surrender. What are we saying here, people? It's just, the world is so ignorant to me. This girl is just, these people are nuts. I'm not even really involved. I don't have to look at a lot of stuff in the Middle East to know that, oh, I see a terrorist attack. Oh, and I see them avenging this terrorist attack. And they're going to avenge it until the terrorists who did it are no longer there in Gaza. Ding, 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 ding. It's really that simple. Continue to roll the clip.
It's not true. It was a lie. That was never its intention. That was never its goal. And if you think that it was, then you're just stupid. Like, you're literally naive. I'm sorry. And the fact that so many people on the internet are unable to understand why Aaron, the man that lit himself on fire, why he would do that. You know, why would you kill yourself in such a gruesome, terrible way. Do you have to ask yourself that question? Are you serious? His last words were free Palestine. This man was an active...
I got to stop her again. I don't think it's irrational for people to wonder why would a man set himself on fire and burn to death to get what attention? He act like, listen, this would have been cooler for him to do. Leave the military, go to Gaza, and fight for the Palestinian people. Now, that would have been a story. Wow, an American citizen absconded. He was a traitor to his country because he cared about Palestine that much, that he went over there and got raped and beheaded before he ever could fight in any war. That would have been his success story. Because that probably would have happened to you. You go over there. You want to bet me? As if they just friendly to you. You come over in there, in the Gaza, and they're just gonna treat you with open. They're gonna receive you with open arms, because you're an American. They probably hate Americans. They definitely hate Jews, and we're backing the Jews. So what they think about Americans at this point? They gonna come over and do a kumbaya with you, and let you put on a uniform, a Palestinian Hamas uniform? I would have respected him a little more if he'd did that. But you go in your privilege to a gate with your smartphone and set yourself on fire. I bet he was hoping somebody gonna put him out, but they never did. You set yourself on fire to do a ceasefire. How in the do you think Palestinians are looking at that video and be like, oh my God, that's crazy? Netanyahu is watching online and be like, oh my God, he burned himself. Let me stop the war. And they ain't seen the video. Netanyahu ain't seen it. So what you doing? America can't ceasefire nothing. Hold the phone. I want to finish that clip of that crying lunatic. I think it's important, y'all, because young people out here setting themselves on fire and crying online because of the occupation in Palestine. I don't get it, man. Maybe I shouldn't play the rest of that clip. What a waste of everybody's eardrum power. Just know that girl. What you say? Just. All right, I gotta finish. They told me I gotta finish. Y'all gotta hear this. It get worse. Roll the clip.
Service member for our military. A white man who knew his privilege. And he knew the effect that if he killed...
Hold on. His last words were... That's what his last words was. His last words was... Ah! He was on fire. Quit talking about his last words was free Palestine. He quit talking halfway through that smoke fire. He was smoked out. Quit. I'm not trying to be mean, but bro, let's keep it real. Quit trying to act like what he did was something heroic. For the next dummy that think they're gonna set themselves on fire to make an example out of something, don't do it. Cause he didn't go out with a bang. I saw the video. His last words wasn't no free Palestine right before he died. No, he was That was his last words. And he was ashes. Not going to have a proper burial. And they still fighting. Ain't been no ceasefire. And it won't be. Continue.
Himself that he would actually get coverage on the news. And people are accusing him of glorifying suicide and accusing others of glorifying suicide by sharing his story and his final words. It's like, what's happening? What's happening? And how many more people, this is what I think about every day, how many more Americans have to come out in support of a free Palestine? How many more people have to call for a permanent ceasefire? And how many more people have to say that they don't support the existence of Israel for this to end? Like, does it just not matter? Because that's what I think now. But these feelings that I have right now, all of this anger, this sadness, it's not even comparable to what the people in Gaza are feeling. And this privilege that I have to be able to sit here and cry to you right now, it can't stop here. It needs to be used in other ways. And that's what I have to keep telling myself. So maybe it doesn't matter how many more people come out and say that they demand a permanent ceasefire and that they want an end to this illegal occupation. But maybe our government just will never do anything. But that doesn't mean that we stop. That means that we just keep begging and screaming louder and louder and more aggressively. I'm sorry for crying. I didn't take my Zoloft the past 2 days. Free Palestine.
Explains it all. Zoloft. She ended it with a free Palestine. You know how deranged you have to be. I feel bad for her parents. That is a spit in the face. Somebody failed that young lady to be that ignorant. Listen, if you said, I would love for Palestinians to have a two-state solution, which they've already denied it, I don't know how many times. If you were to mention that makes sense. If you were to say the people in Palestine except for Hamas, that would make sense. You know, you worry about the people in Palestine except for Hamas and the people who voted for Hamas. If you want to separate the two, I think that makes sense. But if you say to end the Israeli state or free Palestine, what does that look like? Think about this for a minute. People say this, but you're actually replacing one claimed genocide for another. If you end what they call the occupation, where do the Jews go? Because Palestinians want the entire region. So what are they going to do with the Jews? You just push them off into the sea like they claim in there from the river to the sea? Palestine will be free. They want to kill all the Jews. How does that make sense that you're claiming that we need to stop one genocide to encourage another genocide? And to be honest, this is not a genocide. This is called a war. When you go and commit a terrorist attack in somebody else's country, they're going to retaliate. What are we even talking about? None of these blue-haired dummies had any problem with what was going on until it's trendy. It's trendy to say free Palestine. These kids on Zoloft and all this stuff got them going crazy. These kids are nuts. This girl probably in her mind really believed that there's some goo-goo occupation going on. And I'll say this, look, you're not crying about giving Native Americans their land back, are you? Because we ain't going to give it back. It's over. We won. It's our land now. It's like Debo on Friday. It's my bike, punk. He took homeboy bike and said, "It's my bike, punk. It's my country, punk." That's pretty much what they're saying. I'm not trying to be insensitive, but I'm just saying that America is run by the Americans. If you were Native American, I'm sorry. You lost. Y'all wasn't sorry when the Aztecs took over, were you? You wasn't sorry when Paspayaquis took over, the Tohono O'odham tribe. Were you sad when they killed other people to get what they got? Oh, y'all cool with that though. They can scalp other natives and take over mass amounts of land and rape their people and do all this other stuff to gain power and control, and you cool with that. That's not called genocide. That's not called an occupation. How do you think the Aztecs got so big? Because somebody looked at them and said, you know, you guys are better than us. You can have the land. We're going to go jump in the water and live in the sea, live under the sea. Like SpongeBob. We live under the sea. You got people living under the sea. No, they got killed. They probably raped them and ate them and all kind of other stuff that people were doing back in the day. And y'all were totally fine with that. Then the Americans come and win because y'all hate white people so much. Now y'all think we the scumbags of the earth. But yet people in Palestine and these other places, they'll kill you if you gay. They'll throw you off a building. I don't know if they do that in Gaza, but I wouldn't be shocked if they did because they do it in a lot of the Muslim countries. They throw you off a building if you gay. They don't treat women have no rights. But y'all steady holding up a torch for people that you don't even understand. And they do not accept you. They hate Americans. I would argue that they hate Americans. If they hate Jews, they definitely hate Americans because we're Christians. To them, we're a Christian nation. We believe in Jesus Christ, not Muhammad. And no Allah Akbar in America. Allah Akbar, something like that. That's how they say it. Ain't none of that in America. Hold the phone. Thank you guys for watching the video. If you enjoy my content, I guarantee you will enjoy Tatum Plus. Brand new platform that we just launched. Exclusive content, behind the scenes of speaking engagements, all the stuff you can't see on all of my social media platforms. We'll always have free content, but the extra stuff for people that really love my content will be on Tatum Plus. So go join Tatum Plus today.